Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today we have part 3 of our 3-part series in creating your cork wreath. I think you're going to love this. I have an awesome tip that a fantastically crafty friend of mine gave me, and I am so excited to share it with you because I think it's so unbelievably easy and so unbelievably cool that I just had to share. So a huge thank you to Sheila, who is my crafty friend. She is amazingly talented and creative and does just about every craft known to man. And she gave me a little tip on how to clean up your little glue strings. And I believe she told me a dryer. I'm not sure if she said a hair dryer or a heat gun. I don't remember truthfully, but I'm going to use a heat gun, and I tried it and it works great. So I wanted to share this with you because it's so darn tootin' cool that I thought, oh my gosh, you need to know. So with that said, you can see in here, you'll see some of the little glue strings, and it's just part of the nature of the beast, I guess. You're just going to get some of those, and it happens. So literally all you do is you turn your handy dandy, I think I used to watch Blue's Clues with my kids too much, handy dandy embossing heat gun, which is this right here. See, it says Mueller, that's me. Anyway, it's a Durry's heat tool. I've had this forever. I had a pink one and a blue one, and I love it. I'm sure there's tons and tons of other ones out there. I have this. This works. It's great. Hallelujah. So that's what we're going to use. I'm going to turn it on, which is this handy dandy button right here. And then it just blows air, and it's heated air. So we're just going to go around, and you'll see how the little strings dissipate. They're so thin and they're so light that they actually melt and clean up the area where you will have them so that it looks all finished and you won't even see them anymore. So I am so grateful to Sheila for telling me this because it's so darn cool. But I'm going to finish this up real quick here and just dry away, so to speak. Try to make sure that all my little glue strands are gone. And if you see some more later, you just go back and do it again and you'll be all set, no problem. So that is all. No big deal, presto magico. So a huge thank you to Sheila. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that's awesome and I'm so excited. I have a number of wreaths I need to do that too, so I'm going to get to that in a day or two when I have more time to work on this stuff for myself. So what we're going to do today mainly is we're going to show you different types of bows you can do on your wreaths. Okay, there's a bazillion, not sure there's an actually number, so to speak, but there's a whole bunch of different kinds of bows you can make for your wreath. I personally found 3 that I really liked, so I'm going to show you those. But before we start, if you are creating this for a friend, and you make sure that you have your little handy dandy hanger here, which is of wire, okay? So you want to make sure you have that. And when you have that, you want to make absolutely sure that when you're doing the bow, that you have it in the area where you want to put it. Because if you try to adjust it or make your bow so it'll look good here, it may not look good there or whatever. So just make sure that you have your wreath exactly where you want it, so when you place the bow on, it's in the right place. The second thing I wanted to tell you that I thought of is you can use Velcro, okay? And I say Velcro because if you create all different kinds of bows, say you want to change it for the season, or you want to change it for a birthday, you want to change it for, I don't know, you're in a wine day, so you want to have some wine embellishments on your cork wreath, or you want to have some suns because you're glad it's finally sunny after a long winter. Whatever you choose, you can use Velcro, okay? And you can place that Velcro on your area, wherever you want to put it. And what I would suggest is you place it here. This Velcro here actually has adhesive, so you just would peel this off and it sticks, and it's got really good adhesion, okay? But what I would suggest you do is you put it together, and then you're going to place it on your actual bow in the back of that, and then decide where you like it, and then you will press it down, okay? Now, the same thing you will do for your next bow, but you'll do it backwards. What you'll do is you'll have the Velcro here already in whatever place works, and then you'll place there's like a female and a male side of the Velcro. One part grips and one part has like the loops that do grip, okay? So whichever side you put down, make sure you use the other side on your ribbon. And what you'll do is you'll just put that other piece down, just like I have here, but this one side will already be adhered. And then you will put your bow on top of that after peeling this off, and then simply just make sure you place it right and pull it off. So you can make a whole bunch of them and just have them interchangeable, so you don't have to worry about your bows. The bows are really pretty lightweight, so you won't have to worry about them falling off, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get started with the bows themselves. There's a few different ways. Ooh, I've got a mess here, so let me clean that up real quick. There's a few different ways you can make bows. You can make them by doing them in pieces, or you can make them in a continual loop. That didn't come off very well. That's one good thing about these mats. I love them because everything sticks to them, but I don't like them sometimes because everything sticks to them. But anyway, actually, I don't think that I'm going to need the mats right now. I'm going to move this over here because I will need the hot glue gun later. But I don't need it right now, so I'll just move that out to the side so we can have a cleaner surface to work with, okay? So with that, I am going to pull out the ribbons I have that I'm going to be working with. My sons and husband picked these out, and I thank them very much for that. This would be probably a ribbon you'd use for like every day, just a happy, cheerful ribbon. This is more like a fall type ribbon, as is this, okay? This could be an everyday ribbon too, because it does have a gradient color, and I just think it's lovely. So we're gonna start with this one, with the dot ribbon. So you will need ribbon, you will need scissors, okay? And you will need some wire. So let me bring that wire out. Whoops, it got attached. So you don't need a bunch of wire, but I have some wire left over from when I did the hanging of the wreaths, so I'm going to use that. I'm not going to need a lot, so I'm probably just going to cut off just a little piece of it right here, okay? And I'm not sure what the how thick this wire is, but I believe it is 20 or 22 gauge, but I'm not positive, to be honest. I had it in my stash, and I thought it'd be best that I use up my stash. So you'll need a little bit of wire. Usually people use florist wire. I'm just going to use this because I have it on hand. And you'll need some ribbon, and you'll need some scissors, okay? So you're just going to take some wired ribbon. The easiest to do is with the wired ribbon because it'll hold its shape, and it won't be so difficult for you to keep it that way, okay? So we're going to do this. I'm going to take this part off, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with the middle of your bow, and you're just going to fold it over and make like a little loop, okay? And then with that, you're just going to squeeze it together, okay? So that's the front of it, and that's the back, and you just hold it with your fingers, okay? Then what you're going to do is you are going to make sure that your ribbon is facing the correct way, and you're going to make a loop. Oops, let me make this turned a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we want to make sure that the pattern is the right way, okay? So let me just undo this a little bit so we have a little bit more space to work with. So we have this, and we're going to make another loop. So that's about the same size, like this. Actually, I think I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger. So how about if I do that, okay? And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And you're just going to make a little bit bigger bow with each loop, okay? I'm going to make 3 loops. And like I said, they're a little bit bigger than the next. Okay, I'm going to do that loop, and then we're going to do this one, and we are all set. Okay, so it's pretty easy. And then we're just going to join those cuties together, and we're going to cut it right here. So we have a little bit of a extra there, but not too much. Okay. So we'll cut it right there. Now, I still have this, I'm still holding it, okay? So we have all this area joined together, all right? So in doing so, I'm gonna basically make this tight little thing right here. So I'm still grabbing it. Here, let me get you a good look at it, okay? I'm still grabbing it, so I've got all of that together. I've got all 3 of the bows. I've got the material looking out the right way, so it'll look the most decorative. And then I've got the front end for the cute little loop in the front, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my wire, and you don't need a lot of it. I'm just gonna take regular wire, and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to twist it, and twist it, and twist it. And then we have it grabbed, so it's ready to go. So I have a little handle here if I want to use it for a handle, but I don't need to. I am going to take the part that I twisted, and I'm going to untwist just a little bit, and just to make sure it's in there, I'm going to run it back through just to be on the safe side, and then I will retwist it on the back end again, okay? Just to be on the safe side to make sure that it's doubly secure, because you'd hate for a ribbon to come undone, okay? Now, like I said, there's a lot of different ways to do this. There's a lot of different bows you can create. Some people may not like these bows. Some people will like these bows. It's really up to you as to what you like and what you want to do. But that is how we get that part of the bow, and it's all put together. Okay, so we've got that. Now, this is the fun part. We're just going to pull this cutie out. And with the wire, it really makes it so easy to make it foofy or floofy or big or fancy or whatever you want to call it. And that could be perfect on top of your cute little wreath. So let me show you here what it'll look like. Okay. Now you could add more for demonstration purposes. I didn't put as many in, and I made them much bigger so that you could see much better. If I started with the smaller ones and made it bigger and bigger and bigger, you'd be seeing this a lot. So you can definitely add more layers to it. I only did 3 loops. You could do 6. You could do a whole bunch of them if you'd like. You could do, I would suggest no less than 3. You could probably do up to 12 depending on how thick of a bow you want and how big you want it to be. Okay? So let me show you what it looks like with the cute little wreath. And I'll set this stuff aside. Scoot this over. Okay. So you could put this cute little bow just like this. And make it a great housewarming gift, or make a beautiful little entry bow, and it would be perfect. Okay? So another bow you can do is, there's another one that is a lot more detailed and a lot more foofy. So I'm going to do that one, and I'm also going to do a very simple one. Okay? So let me put that back down. So we have the simple one first, and this is probably the easiest, absolute easiest to do. And I'm going to use this ribbon here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to just cut right here. Okay. So we're going to take a piece that is, I would say, approximately 30 inches, maybe 32 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to take another piece that's about 24 or so inches, maybe 20. And then I'm going to take another piece that is about maybe 8 to 10 inches, okay? So this here will be the base, and you're just going to lay it like this, okay? So you're going to just do, almost looks like an awareness ribbon, which is like, you know, like a cancer ribbon or autism, like that, okay? So you're going to lay it like this, okay? And that's a great start for a bow. You see that? And then you also have what I would call the legs there for your bow, so you can have it hang down on your beautiful wreath, okay? So then the next thing you want to do is take the second largest, and you're going to fold it over, and I'm going to start it in the middle like this, okay? And then I'm going to do a little bit more, and then that'll come in there. Whoops. So we did like a 2 fold over, okay? Let me do that again. That doesn't look as clean as I liked it to. Okay, so let's try this again. We're gonna fold into the middle, and then we'll loop that around, and then we'll fold into the middle again. Okay, so it'll just be like this. All right, so then we'll add that to here, another bunching area, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're going to take this right here, and we're gonna bring our hot glue gun out, okay? Now this actually works better with more material type ribbons like that, but this I wanted to show you so you can see that you can do it and that it will work, okay? So I'm just gonna put a little itty bitty blot of glue right here, just a little bit, and you want to be careful not to burn your fingers. I did not put on my glue gun helpers. Bad me. Okay, so I'm going to scoop my finger away. Now you want to make sure you start this at the bottom so that the top part doesn't show through. So you're going to start right here, and you're just going to wrap it around. And I just wrap it around just a few times until I think it looks really good. And I think we've got it. So then I'm going to take a very, very light amount of hot glue just for the adhesion, and I'm going to stick it like that, make sure that it's stuck on there, and then I'm going to trim it. Okay, and then let me trim this part too. There, okay. So we have that done. I'm going to add just a little bit more hot glue just to clean that up a little bit, okay? So we'll just do a little bit right here, little dot, and a little dot. Okay, now you also have to be careful what kind of ribbon you use, because you do not want to melt the ribbon, and then that would kind of defeat the purpose, right? Okay, so that is your ribbon. That's the ribbon done. And this is probably, in my opinion, the easiest ribbon to do because it's super fast. And then you just pull it out like this, and you fluff it and primp it and make it look all pretty. I would suggest that the bigger the wreath you do, the bigger the bow you have, because it would look funny with a very small bow. Okay, so we have this one, and then we have this, like this, and then you have it perfect for your wreath, okay? Just like that. I'm going to put that on the wreath and show you how that would look again. And you could just do something like that. And like I said, you can do a bigger one if you'd like. Remember, you can put just a little piece of Velcro there. Now remember, when you're making your bows, you want to make sure that you try to make the same size for every type of bow that you do, so that your Velcro won't show through. If you have a really large piece of Velcro here, and then you put a little piece of Velcro on here, you'll see the Velcro and it'll look probably silly. So that's what your bow looks like. Like I said, it's super easy, and you can add more and more layers. You just want to go start at the biggest and then go down to a smaller amount. And then for the ends here, you can just cut them at an angle, or you can take them in half, just fold the edge in half, and then just do this, and you'll get a really nice point. Okay, so that's what we have here, and then we have the edge here. Okay, I'm going to do this one a little bit better. It didn't come out as at an angle as much as I thought it was going to. Okay, so here we go. So you have this or that. Okay, those are two different ways you can do it. Okay, so last but not absolutely not least, we have another bow. Now, this is probably, actually this is probably the easiest one, just because it's a pretty simple bow. And it depends on how fancy you want to get. Like I said, there are tons and tons and tons of different bows you can do. Tons and tons and tons of different bows you can make. And you may know how to make a bow that is much better and much more suited for the creation you're making, especially since I'm not sure what you're going to be doing with this, okay? So we're going to take out some ribbon. I would say you're probably going to take out about 32 inches, okay? And then I'm just going to cut it at an angle right now. Here we go. Like that. Oops. So what I do, and what I like to do on cards as well, is I like to do the old-fashioned way of making a bow. And how I do that is with the rabbit ears. I don't know how you learned how to make to tie your shoes, but I learned two different ways. There's one that you wrap it around, or there's another that you do it with rabbit ears. So I'm going to show you the rabbit ear one. First, you want to make sure that you have your ribbon and it's all about even on each side. So I'm going to pull a little bit from there. There we go. It's a little bit more even now. All right. So you're going to have these two legs of your ribbon, and then you're going to have these two little ears, we will say, the bunny ears, okay? So all you do is you just take your bunny ear, it goes over the other bunny ear, almost looks like Mickey Mouse, right? And then you're just going to push your finger and you're going to use your thumb and pull it through. That's it. It's very, very simple, not hard at all, super duper easy, not bad, very, 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 very simple. Like I said, it's really not a super fancy bow, but it definitely does the job, and it looks really, really nice, especially on a creation that you've made for a friend or a loved one. Okay? Now, there are a number of other bows you can do. All of these bows, you can double create, triple create, make them fuller, make more of them, add them to your creation, whatever you wish to make it better. You can also add different type of beads and all different kinds of things for your bow, and make sure that it looks nice and pretty. That's another way to do it. But this is just a simple bow, and I like the way it comes out, and it comes out pretty even, and I just love it. So this is one bow that we did here, and then I squished this one, so I gotta do this one again and make it look foofier again. And then we will fix the other one like that, okay? And then we have the other bow, which is right here, like this. Now, I have one more bow I want to show you. I know that it is probably, everybody has material, everybody has other things in their stash, and like I said before, I like to use what's in my stash. I really wanted to show you this because I think it's cool, and it went along with the heating gun that you could use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these three bows here, I'm going to put them aside. I'm going to take this out. This is like a netting, okay? And you can find this anywhere. They have them at the big stores. They have them at little stores, etc., etc. I really like this stuff, and I love that it comes with glitter. It's already got glitter on it, and I think it's really neat. Super, super festive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out quite a bit of it. Okay. And as you can see, there's lots of glitter coming off. So I would suggest you don't do this in a place that you don't want to make a mess. Okay. So I'm just going to trim some of this off here. Okay. Now, what you can do is similar to what we did before with the bow. You're just going to layer it. Let me get this untwisted here. Sorry about that. Okay. So the good thing about this one is it's pretty shiny on both sides, so it doesn't really matter whether you have it on the right side or the bad side, so to speak, because it's pretty glittery both ways. Okay, so I'm just making it a little bit bigger on one side than the other, and then we're just going to do this. We're doing it very similarly, if not almost exactly the same, as we did with the yellow one. Okay, so we're going to just take this here, and you can make a big bow like this, right? Pretty neat, huh? Well, this is how you would do a normal bow, and I think that's a great idea. However, I want to show you some really cool stuff, so I'm going to make a smaller one. What you can do is, you know, just like we did the other one, you can tie it with the same material, etc., etc. But what you may not realize is you can really, here, I'm going to take a little piece of wire here just so I can get this tied together, just for purposes of showing you. Just going to tie that up. Okay. The real thing that I wanted to show you about this stuff, this netting, is that it melts, and it looks really cool when it does. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you that you can make any of the bows that I showed you previously with this type of material. It's netting, and that's why I said you have to be careful with hot glue, because depending on what type of material you use, you want to make sure that you don't hurt yourself or hurt somebody, or melt the project that you're creating. But this is where it gets cool. Are you ready? It's got to heat up. Do you see how it's all kind of melted and just has a little bit of texture to it? So what we're going to do is we're going to do this again. And I'm going to melt this part here, so you can see. It even gives it like a little crinkled look. See that? And because of the heat, it's kind of melting. So you can do different things with it. And like I said, this is just an example of different things you can do. I want to give you a jumping off point so you can see how amazing this different bows you can make and different ideas and how creative you can be. It's really a lot of fun. Now, I again did this much bigger to show you so that you could see. I would definitely use more, and I would fill it in more. But just to show you, you can make some really, really cool edges and really neat designs with this area here. It almost makes a crinkle look, and it's really neat. So you could use this material and create any of these bows or any other bow that you would like, and you could really create an amazing, amazing creation for a friend or a loved one. And hopefully you loved your friends, so it will be the same. But anyway, so you could make it with this type of netting and really give some texture to it and some design. It would be really neat. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial today, and I hope that you either find a different type of bow that you'd like to create, or you could even make a similar bow with different colors. There's a whole bunch of different things you could do, but I want to show you too how this would look like this. Now, doesn't that look fancy? That'd be perfect for a door, don't you think? It looks great. So thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate the fact that you joined us today. We hope that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and our blog, and make sure that you check out all of our different creations, ideas. Of course, we also have our stamp line that is fantastic with the sign language, and of course our autism awareness, our our cancer awareness, breast cancer awareness. We have a whole line of awareness ribbons, stamps that are fantastic, and we really, really are honored to have had people request them. We hope that you have a fantastic day, and we really appreciate you taking the time to come and join us today, and we hope that you have a fantastic day. And don't forget to join us in the upcoming weeks, because we're going to be participating in an awesome Coffee Lovers blog hop. There's going to be great giveaways, including some of our stamp sets and gift cards and all kinds of amazing, amazing, amazing different sponsors, and we hope you'll join us for that. Thank you so much. We hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.